This is Coffee Break with Jimmy, and today I want to talk about fraud. What's going on in this country with all the fraud? Now, this fraud has been going on for some time. We've talked about this. I've told you about things about where the Democrats and Republicans are afraid of Donald Trump because, well, he's gonna open the door on this stuff. People aren't going to be able to shit in tall cotton anymore. They're going to have to, account for everything that they do. But if you look at what's going on like with Ilhan Omar right now, I've talked about her a little bit before in the past. But I mean, there's a billion to up to $8 billion that's come up missing. And this is our taxpayer dollars now. And she says, oh, well, there were no guardrails. There were no guardrails put into place. That's why all this money come up missing. Well, this Tim Walz, well, there's been a few $1 million that come up missing in the state of Minnesota, and he's the governor, so he needs to be able to account for that. So this stuff has been going on for a long time. And, and if you go back just a little bit here at the beginning of the year, when Trump first started his administration, think about it, he was... Elon Musk and his crew were finding all kinds of fraud in Doge. And I mean, people have Social Security numbers, been alive for 150 years, 250 years before they even had Social Security numbers. I mean, come on. This is so ridiculous. But this has been going on for some time. And this is our taxpayer dollars. I do like Donald Trump, and he sent $1,776 to our military, to everybody in the military. I thought that was pretty good, and they deserve it. I mean, come on, the government was shut down for a couple of months there, and they didn't get paid, but they still went to work every day. And but now they're going to get this little bonus, and I think it's a good thing. But all this fraud that's been going on, we're gonna find it all. We're going to find out where it's at. Ilhan Omar, I think she was the catalyst of a lot of it. That's my opinion, because I don't know, what are the ins and outs on that. They're still investigating all this, but this has all come about. And I mean, you got Somalians that are, 80% of them here aren't working. They're drawn, our taxpayer dollars are getting paid. They're getting free phones, free this, free that. And this has been going on for some time now. And this is all the great state of Minnesota. And I guess there's some stuff going on in Michigan. And, there's a lot of fraud going on here in the state of California, too. And we got to find, and those of us here in California, come on. We have to stop voting for the Democrats. We got to get a good Republican. Maybe this former sheriff, I heard the other day that he wasn't so well. But I don't know that much about him yet. Now I'll learn a little bit more, do a little more investigative work on him to see what he's all about, where he stands. But so far, what I know about him, I like him. I like Steve Hilton, but Steve Hilton, again, I've said it before, he's British, and so there are some people that probably won't vote for him. And I think it's wrong, but just because he's British, they're not going to vote for him. So we'll see what happens there. But we need a good Republican, a good, let's call it the common sense party, okay? Someone with common sense to run the state of California to get us out of this hole we're in. We're talking about, of course, if we can beat this bullet train up until, I guess they got another bullet train going from Los Angeles to Vegas, and this is all done with private money, and it's, what I understand, it's well on its way. A lot further on its way than this one that the state's put together that's just staying here in the Central Valley here. Maybe this bullet train will go over through Pacific Palisades, because that's all burnt down now. That's all quality land there. That's no one's building anything over there yet, and we're going to see if these people won't the people that live there, they might get a little windfall. Maybe not. Maybe they'll be taken advantage of. Who knows? But that bullet train's got to go somewhere, and it's not going to come through around the other side of Bakersfield. In fact, Bakersfield doesn't want it to go through there, so it's going to go through Shafter. But anyway, so all this fraud that's been going on in the United States, and a lot of it's going on like the Somalians that are there in Minnesota. Uh, they've been taking advantage, and they've been doing it for some time. And now we're just hearing about it now. But so we're going to find out, and I guess Elon Musk is coming back around. Maybe Doge is going to. Maybe they still are, investigating different things, and so we're going to see what happens there. But anyhow, this whole thing. I got my lawnmower guy. He's making a lot of noise outside here. He's mowing my lawn, and so we're going to see what happens with this fraud, and I think Ilhan Omar. She's a big part of it. We're going to find out. But anyway, all this stuff that's going on with fraud, and well, let's step back a little bit. The other day they had a cabinet meeting. All the secretaries were at this cabinet meeting. They all talked about certain things, and they're all there. And this has been their 11th cabinet meeting in 11 months. And they're just getting stuff done. Donald Trump's getting stuff done. Let's talk about that a little bit. He's got gas prices. Now here in California, the gas prices went through the roof. They're up as high as $7 in some places, $7 a gallon. But now there are some places here in the state of California that's under $3 already. And now other states has gotten under $2 already, the gas. Now, if you think about it, when the gas prices come down, that means the price of logistics, deliveries and stuff, I'm talking about, food products and all that, it's all that's going to come down. And when all that comes down, it'll be, it's going to cost us a lot less. And that's because of the gas prices coming down, the logistics price for deliveries and stuff, all that stuff's going to come down. And it's getting better. So what I'm trying to say to you, and mainly Democrats, because I know the Republicans really believe in this. Even some of them are a little skeptical right now. But let's face it, what's going on right now with Donald Trump? He's really getting stuff done, and he's getting a lot more done in this first 11 months than a lot of presidents have done in 2 terms. Which is another thing I want to talk about. These terms where really the 22nd Amendment. It's something to do with the only being able to run on 2 consecutive terms, and that's it. Well, Donald Trump didn't run on 2 consecutive terms. There's a lot of. I was listening to Alan Dershowitz the other day, and he said and he's a Democrat now. Remember that. He said there's a lot of holes in the 22nd Amendment to where it looks like Donald Trump could actually in 2028 run for president again. And I think he could be. We've talked about it before where he was ripped off in 2020. So he didn't get to run 2 consecutive terms. So his terms were split up. Well, if he ran in 2028 again, well then he'd have 2 consecutive terms. I don't know if he'd want to do that. Maybe, he's going to be in his late 70s, early 80s at that time. So I don't know if he'd want to do that. But if he's still cognitive and he's still sharp, why not? This guy's doing a good job. But what I'm saying to the rest of the country, especially the Democrats, be patient. Be patient with them. Things are going to come back around. It's going to take a while to he was when he was elected, he was brought into a mess. Biden had nothing, but a mess for him. And so it's going to take a while. Look at the border. The border was wide open. Was it 25 million people came in here? And we don't know who they are. None of them are vetted. And we don't know where they came from. Our economy was in the tank, and he's getting things going back in the right direction. So I say by the middle part of next year anyway, I'd be willing to bet that everything's going to be back on track again like he had in his first term. So give him a chance and see where it goes, and let's see if we can get everything back in order. And I know Erica Kirk, she said today, I was watching the TV today, and they were talking about, she's saying J.D. Vance, she's going to endorse him for running for president. And I don't even know if J.D. Vance would be someone, that lawnmower's loud. I don't know if J.D. Vance would be someone that he would want to run for president right away anyway. I think Ron DeSantis or even Marco Rubio. I think any one of them, and I think they would all be part of the administration anyway because they're doing a good job. And I'd like to see any one of them run for president again. But personally, in 2028, I'd like Donald Trump to run again. So let's see where it goes, and see if we can get this economy rolling again. I think it's already heading in the right direction. Prices of eggs are down. A lot of food prices are starting to come down, and they'll come down even more now. The price of gas and fuel, and this is coming down. I understand they're going to start doing a lot more as far as nuclear plants. They're going to start doing a few more nuclear plants. 3 Mile Island is going to open back up again, and I guess that's going to give a lot of. 3 Mile Island is open. Part of it's still open, but they're going to open up the other part that was shut down. And we're going to see where that goes. And I think we're going to be energy independent before long, completely. So give the president a chance, I think we'll be in good shape before long. So this is Coffee Break with Jimmy. Please subscribe, press the like button, share, hit that notification bell to let you know the next time I'm on. And we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.